You don't know on the Real Things podcast. Hey yo!
Yes, I blessings and welcome to the Real Things podcast. My people, big up on yourself. Wagwan, what good. Now we are making it back to Mama Africa once again into the streets of Nyabohanse. So, have you seen the groundbreaking developments over the weekend? We have seen where Deemwango broke ground. She's made a road. She's making a shed. Yes, congratulations, my girl. But guess what? On the other hand, some people are just not having it. We've seen the likes of Gintu now becoming a full-time stalker. What am I talking about? What am I talking about? No, I'm gonna play you a clip real quick and fast, and you will get an understanding that people are not happy at all. Why are these people just taking pennies though? Why are these people taking pennies to create stories out of everyday happenings in a village? Why are these people playing on the emotions of people from the outside who just want entertainment and confusion in the midst of all of that? Why? So we've seen the likes of Ernesto coming out. We've seen the likes of the one Magesi coming out, speaking out about Moremi selling off land or about Marwa and family wooing Maremi to sell them land. Nonsense. Maremi is a grown ass man and he knows exactly what he wants. A few days ago, we've seen where Maremi, actually, Gitriba went to purchase a new bike with Maremi, and Dee was encouraging him, you know, encouraging him on and saying that this is a good business venture. At least you can look after your family now. You have something. Later on, we've heard from reactors, negative reactors on the streets of YouTube that Moremi was in the street in Nyabohanse market in the square drinking and showing off and saying that he's the real thing because now he's got money and he has what he wanted and blah blah blah. No, the talk is true. Some of those reactors is that the Mongo, no, they did not say the Mongo. They said Moremi sold his land for a motorbike. No, hmm, honestly, like the way how these guys would come out and make stories for pity, make stories, especially when they would come out with this thing as if they're sent on a mission, and it leaves you with no other choice than thinking that these guys are being paid to create controversy in the village. This is every day happening. I'm gonna show you how far one can get just because of greed. How far they would go. How crazy they would get just for that lead story or to create that leading story or to get that 10 shillings, 20 shillings, whatever shillings it is, or you know, to create drama. Take a look at this, guys.
Can get him for now.
Okay.
And somehow interview him.
Okay.
And see what happened.
Okay. Exactly. So
So that's the voice. That voice you heard a while ago is the voice of Ernesto telling Gintu or instructing Gintu rather to go ahead and look for Moremi. I just couldn't do the entire thing, the entire video. To go and look for Moremi, which is Ernesto's brother, right? The one who sold a tiny piece of land to Edimwango, the tiny piece, right? Go look for Moremi and interview Moremi so they can create more commotion. Now Gintu running around now like a headless chicken because Magesi also called Gintu on the story because they are afraid. They're backing off because you know that they don't wanna they don't wanna meddle too deep or make themselves too upfront. So they're pushing Ginto in the midst. The jackass, the same donkey that was arrested a few days ago for trespassing, is back at it like a crack addict. Take a look, guys. Take a look.
We're gonna be doing that one right now.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. I'll be back to you.
Okay. Bye.
Exactly. So that was a little bit conversation here to make sure that I'm just understanding the real proper way of handling much of the 2-3 things here.
No. Another thing that I see that he's doing is stalking, real time stalking, as you will get to see. It's like he's on the prowl, he's hunting down the family where the locations are. Gintu, you can be charged for things like this. I know you're looking for your story. I know you've been sent on a mission. But what you're doing right now, live on film, which you guys are gonna get to see further in this clip. Gintu has become a full-time stalker. It's crazy. Now, this is Uncle Mo's gate. He's in the middle of the road. But what he's done was parked his bike across from Uncle Mo's gate. There's a entrance to a plot of land that David Jr. has there. That same little land. That's a road right there. He parked his bike across there, which you can see Uncle Mo's house in the background. And then he was walking back and forth and back and forth. So he's looking to find a way to get into the land that the construction is about to take place to. On. He's looking to get into the land. But before that, he has to show his people that, yes, I am here on the spot. So I'm going to show you all the juicy information. Take a look, take a look. Take a look at this, guys. Gintu was totally lost it. Like,
And how to deal with them circumferentially. So let me get the brother and make sure that we are just understanding the program. Keep it tuned. Guys, back again. This is the road they are talking about. They have already constructed here so as it can access to the brother to Ernesto. So I want to be checking on it so as you can just understand the program, how it is at this kind of the level. So I don't know if I will just find the guy so as you can just tell us 2-3 things about it.
so a few days ago, we've seen where D has broke ground by, filling in those trenches remember that was a trench. What you're seeing on the screen there, that was a trench, a long trench, and they fill in the trench. They remove some trees, I think, also, and make pave some kind of road so the uh, trucks could pass with whatever it is that they're supposed to pass with. This is my thing, right? Those places are so weird in a way. Land is beautiful and all of that, but those places are so weird in a way. The way how the land is positioned, and because there are no constructed main road to those leading to those plots, it's like it creates a lot of issues because people are now having to make way. If you sell the land, you have to give road, which is legal. That's the right. That's the law. If you sell the land, you have to make way for access to the land. I don't see no problem with that. There are other lands behind. I think this section is coming from where Ruby Girl and all of them, Ernesto, the whole of them, they're coming. That road, based on what I saw on camera, that road is even passing by or through their section. It seems. No, whomever owned those plots of lands, somehow, it was like a footpath to the lands because these lands are used for farming, as we all see. Because mostly what happens is they eat what they grow, which is a good thing. It's a very good thing. So if you don't, it can be bad also because if there's no farm, if there's no crop bearing, then you will die because there's no job income, no other source of revenue coming in. You understand? That's what I'm trying to say. It's good, but then if there's any other thing, then boy, it's gonna be danger. Anyway, let me not stray from the point. I'm saying here that these lands has to have access somehow because the lands are being sold off. There has to be roads, but the roads that they have are just footpaths. So now when it comes to making sensible road for development, this is where the problem normally comes in. Remember a few months ago when Trenchtown Grandpa was in Nyabohanse. Even we've seen where so many of the people them were fuss, making a fuss out of the roller, the grader coming in to levelize the road and saying that their lands were being taken and yada yada blah blah. So whenever it comes to development, people, this is a general thing. So I not see no major issue in this. Everywhere you go all over the world. I told you some time ago that I was living in an area where um this man have some water trucks in his yard. He have a lot of Cadillac, this, that fancy big vehicle park up in his yard. And his house was to the edge of the road. So the back of the house, the yard was used for storage and parking. And his house was to the edge. Now, when the government came to make the sidewalk, they were paving the road and they were making sidewalks, not footpaths. The man went out with even machete and a lot of argument ensued, and he decided that he was going to unalive the government workers that were fixing the road. And sadly, they got through to after the authorities came, they got through because he has no right to build his house so close to the road. He's supposed to leave way. So that's how I'm saying is law by law that you have to leave way. Number one for the road. And if you sell land, you have to give access to the damn land. Period. Anyway, as I was saying, sadly, with all that might that he had, just a few months after that, he was diagnosed with leukemia, and then he was transported out of the island. And he never came back. He never made it back. So all the fight he was fighting, all those vehicles stayed there and rot until the authorities again had to come and take them out of the place because after they will put a lien on those vehicles for moving back to the dump for crushing and stuff. And all of those fancy things that he had in the yard just stayed there and begin to rot and create problems. So the government just come scrape them away. So sometimes you have to just humble yourself and lead the way because we're not here forever. Yeah? Anyway, so Mr. Gintu is here basically showing whomever sent him that giving them the information about the land story.
Because how can you, we don't imagine that a person can sell a land for a motorbike. I don't know if it's possible. Is that person really normal?
Yeah, he sell the land for a motorbike, right? But you are here selling off your village for how much shillings? You're here selling off your village. This is general things. And you know that, Ginto. You know this is things, normal things and issues, normal issues that happen in a regular village, a functional village. What's the riff? Really? What's the riff?
That kind of an extent, and the road was just it was a road that was an ancestral land road here, and it's the main road that is just separating much of the people here. So I want to understand, are they available at this particular point? So let's get to the brim and understand what's really coming out right now.
His aim right now at this point is to get as closest to the story and the source. When we say source and the individuals, to show his people, he has to get into the thick of it, into the belly of the beast. That is all that he's trying to do here. But then you don't understand that there are dangers to these things. Number one, you're giving off information that you're not even fully aware of. Like, you're not sure how the truth is. Number two, you are walking around and filming and showing the people them, basically stalking them to show your people the progress of what nobody basically gave you. I mean, it's free range. It's a village, and you're filming. I understand, but the way how the story, who the people and who the stories is directed to, you're making sure in this video we will see where he made sure to find them, to stalk them, and find them and put them on film in his frame to show, yes, it is. What I'm saying is valid. See, this is here they are. You know what I'm saying, guys? Kin. Hey,
Back to the center, guys, and
mm,
this is the land that's
he's
bringing
looking
much
for
of the
them.
problems here. And the boys are liquored. Imagine, hey,
False information. Here he's saying that the boys are liquored. Who gave them liquor? He's now accusing Marwa of giving the whomever that they purchased the land from alcohol. You couldn't get more crazier, like you couldn't get more serious allegations than this. Get into your playing with fire.
the boys are just swaying in terms of walking, and it means that they have just been given a lot of liquor at this kind of an age, and they're just being used. Oh my living God! So this is the nature, and
So number one, he's saying that the boys are being given alcohol in terms of their age. Like that don't make no sense to me, but in a sense, it makes some sense. Basically, like he's now accusing them, Marwas, of giving the young boys alcohol. Oh, the boys are just being swayed. Huh? Whether or not any construction or purchases of land was going on there, you yourself always say that these people have problems with alcohol. At one point in time, they even accuse a congrats that of making brew are planting sugarcane to sell to the brewery or something of the fact. It's like they're looking. It's like look at this guy, right? You can't live without Marwa or Deemwango. So you're looking for the story to sell to your people because you have to feed off of the whole thing that is going on. Yeah, so you create more drama. You create drama then to feed. It's crazy.
this is the land that was
And the same people are turning around to say that Deemwango Marwa is not no celebrity.
sold at this kind of the area. So I want to be intervening to understand how was it and how big is it, so as it can which kind of the land is being sold in terms of a motorbike. So I hear the boys they're speaking there. So I'm just getting to understand what's really happening at this kind of the area.
He's hunting. This is exactly into, he's going directly into the land where D has purchased. Why? You're stalking them. What are you looking for them for, Gintu?
And everything is so fantastic here. I'm just moving one on one to understand what's really popping out at an extent of my village there, so as I can just know what's really popping out to the fish.
Take a look at this, guys. Take a look. This is the moment. This is the power shot. This is what he was looking for. Take a look. See? I want you to listen now. Take a look. Let me pause for a while. Take a look on your screen. Off in the distance, if you watched Deemwango's video yesterday, you would have seen where they were building the shed, putting the shed together for the storage. And this is exactly what he was looking for. No, the proximity of Gintu to them. Tell me the honest truth. What is he doing there? What is he doing there if he's not stalking? I want you to listen to him now.
From there, exactly. So it's a very tiresome thing here. Exactly. I think they're just there. They are making sure that they are just counting a lot of money at that kind of the specific point. So you have seen the group of people at that kind of a net.
I think they're counting money. False information. False information. Gintu. Just for the story. OMG.
nature area, and they're just talking and cherishing together so they can just make sure that everything is getting to the brim point of that now. So every tiresome thing, yeah, exactly. I think they're just there. They are making sure that they are just counting a lot of money at that kind of the specific point. So you have seen the group of people at that kind of a nature area, and they're just talking and cherishing together so they can just make sure that everything is getting to the brim point of that now. So everything is just discussed there, very meticulous, and the land is already sold. I see Deemwango.
Right. It's already sold and you can't do nothing about it. None of uno. None of you can't do nothing about it. None of you. None. So shut up. What are you looking for? That is deemed as stalking. Stalking.
She's there, Marwa, he's there, and they're now negotiating on how they should pay much of the workers who are just bringing much of the poles so they can just make sure that the land is sold completely. So there's no.
What does polls have to do with land? To tell you that he's lying, I think you should change your channel to Gintu Lies. Gintu Lies. Let's make a deal. Change the channel. Change the name. Gintu Lies. What does the poll person who whoa, stop lying. Stop.
Way of talking about the land going to be not be brought back. So the land is sold completely. So keep it tuned. Let me get a good capture. I'm coming. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back. It's underscore Gintu back again to the root of today. Here I am today. I'm going to be giving you the land Zaga coming out from this kind of the village of Ernesto. And I want to be talking about what's really happening at this kind of the regime. So I want to pass from one point to another to analyzify and give you much of the analysis. What is really happening at this kind of the brim point and what's really happening at this kind of the essence. And today is today. Tomorrow going to be.
Shut up. That's nonsense. Basically, this time, so he's gone from snooping around the land area of Deemwango. Basically, he's not even far from there, but he's still at it, doing what he's doing. Still at it, doing what he's doing. Hmm? Snooping.
Himself here was making sure that they're going to be going to cut much.
Hold on. So he's implicating all sorts of other people inside. Let's take a listen.
Of Ernesto, and I want to be talking about what's really happening at this kind of the regime. So I want to pass from one point to another to analyzify and give you much of the analysis. What is really happening at this kind of the brim point and what's really happening at this kind of the essence. And today is today, tomorrow going to be another day because I have heard that today we're going to be having a fight here between talk about Mr. Marwa himself here was making sure that we're going to be going to cut much of the trees from talk about Pablo Jr.'s home there, and the grandfather had much of chasing them out, and they had much of the fight at this kind of the segment because of the land Zaga. So today I'm just dipping myself into it so I can just give you much of the brim point. Now you called Sergeant G in the spot to make sure that everything is coming to you live.
So what he's talking about there, yapping. We saw where yesterday when in Deemwango's video, if you watched, where they cut like a branch from the avocado tree that was hanging over, where the truck is supposed to pass. While the guys were on the land with the truck, they were trying to make sure that the way was clear, and they removed the branch from the avocado tree. On numerous occasions, I heard when Marwa said to Dee, this is how it is. You know that this is how we do in the village. We are going to have to give the guy, some 1,000 shilling or something for his tree, the branch. Even though we're not cutting the entire tree, we will have to give him something for his tree that we are cutting off some of the branches. No, like honestly, guys, even they themselves live in that same area. And maybe because they've never had to deal with an ambulance or anything coming. This is the stupidity sometimes, with us when it comes to development. Not that you're going to allow anybody to come in and do what they want to do, but the stupidity of us as human. Like I gave you the scenario with the gentleman that even later died, not because of the land story, but it shows you that you're holding on to something that is dear, is going to be dear to help you at some point. You understand? Clearing the way, maybe, to even help your grand pick them at some point in time who is going to want to bring material to that same house, the same yard, if they decide to be, because remember it's a growing village. But the problem too, especially when it relates to older people, they don't let go easy. They don't let go easy. And the knowledge that they have, to them, it's the best. And they will hold on to it till thy kingdom come with no room for development. I'm telling you the honest truth. I've seen it so many times. Like, the other day I was even saying to my mother, when we we're just having a casual conversation, I was saying, sometimes as parents, we need to take a step back and, look at the way how even kids, the way how we would fight to figure out technology, and they would just pass you and just get it done like that. And we would want to instill our olden ways in them till them bend. You understand? It does not apply because it's a different generation. So that little old man would forever live in his mud house if it was up to him. Would I melt away and he leave him lying outside under the stars? He wouldn't mind. He just want him avocado tree to probably lay down underneath it, make a couple of them drop in our head. He just want him avocado tree. Now Gintu is here saying that he heard that there's supposed to be a fight. This guy don't know what he's saying. He hear that there's supposed to be a fight between Marwa and the grandfather of the boy because of the tree and blah blah blah. We saw the tree cut, and whatever Marwa and the choose to show us on camera, we appreciate that. We don't want your backstory, fire.
One on one. And today is today. Tomorrow gonna be another day. So we're gonna be emphasizing and checking what's really happening at this kind of the pinpoint, because I'm gonna be passing through this kind of the point.
You ever see when like a hyena or even any kind of wild animal is circling for a kill? Look how Ginto is going around and around and around in the bushes just to get closer to create confusion. No, seriously. Look where Ginto went a while ago up on the land beside Deemwango, just to get beside Deemwango, Amara. Just look at the stupidness that this guy is doing. In the bush, she's going round and round and round. And the funny part about it is that if you go to their comment section, you will see people literally, oh, Gintu need to be on this one. Oh, call Gintu for this. So he feels to himself like he's the real G and he's the top of Naris. I hope when the time comes for you to be bailed out again, they will park the money real quick and fast. Because what you need to understand is that you may be getting a little shilling now, but time is really harder. And a lot of those people who were freely dashing money on you guys will have to think twice now, because a lot of them losing them federal jobs. A lot of them don't know where their 401k gone because of the stock market and a lot of stuff. So you carry
To
on.
make sure that I'm just getting to analytify, to understand what's really happening to this kind of the regime right now, and everything gonna be coming to you live, which is one on one, and this is just the beginning.
Nonsense.
So guys, I'm gonna be passing through this kind of the position here, one on one.
So this is where he went back down the road after coming out from behind Ernesto and the land for Deemwango. He went back down the road to encircle Marwa's land. Take a look at this guy.
And everything is so good. So I want to be checking about what's really happening at this kind of the brain point here, because we are in for it. So there's everything going to be captured and this kind of the regime. So I want to be passing through this kind of the segment here.
Are you hearing what he's saying? Everything is going to be captured on this regime. So, Gintu, you are basically stalking and filming somebody else's property again. Inside, I know you're outside. I know there's a road I mean, it's not even a road because that land actually is where Marwa fence originally would have, but he left it out. If you notice, the trees are out there, and you can pass there to go to your fish pond. I remember him saying that at one point he's going to fence off somewhere. Marwa didn't fence anything, but he Gintu said he was going to fence somewhere. That little piece of land that he's going around, that is Marwa's fence. Eh? But he always said that he's leaving couple feet out so in case there's a road, which is the right thing to do. Take a look at this crazy man.
So they can just understand what's really happening to the other side of the fish ponds here and the land that is just behind this kind of an area. So I'm going to be passing through the kinds of the space. I want to understand what is this people are just coming out talking about the land. Who is this person who is getting much of the awkwardness, who is coming to this kind of a section to talk about, oh, this maybe belongs to me, this might be belongs to this, and what's really happening? Because I want to understand, oh, can I find much of the eggs here? Because I saw much of the people talking about the eggs are always available.
If you notice, if you know what he's saying, talking about eggs are available, that same spot we saw Marwa went a few days ago. Now, Gintu, you're doing too much. You're looking for the story and you're doing too much. What we're looking at on screen also is him going to Matiko's home. Gintu, you're in deep. And I think at this point, maybe sometimes why Marwa would just block them out because it's like they're doing everything to gain attention at this point. This is like when somebody's looking for attention because this is crazy. This is crazy. Now, I was talking to you earlier about where he went in the bushes in by the fence.
I'll be passing through the
By the
kinds
fence where we see him. By the fence where we see him and he was talking about they're talking about eggs are here. We've seen where Mara was looking for the guinea fowl eggs because he says the guinea fowls would come out in the bushes. And we've seen him even collected eggs from there with the kids while they were searching. Now he's ridiculing Mara that there's no eggs there. What eggs? I've seen them saying that there are eggs here. There's no eggs. What eggs? Okay, so seeing as you know that there are no eggs there, most likely you're the one who removed them.
space. I want
Just like that.
to understand what is this people are just coming out talking about the land. Who is this person who is getting much of the awkwardness, who is coming to this kind of a section to talk about, oh, this maybe belongs to me, this might be belongs to
What he's doing is even more awkward than what he's talking about. I don't know what the heck you're talking about awkwardness because this is really awkward. To see a grown ass man snooping around somebody else's property. I mean, I know there's journalism that goes to an extent where people will stalk people for days. This is a small village though. You've been locked up already. For what? 1,000 views on a video? On a serious note, you've been locked up already for filming just like this. And you're gone back doing the same. You don't see how crazy these people are and reckless? Bro, you are the one that is awkward. On a serious note, now Gintu, you've gone wrong, man.
to this, and what's really happening? Because I want to understand, oh, can I find much of the eggs here? Because I saw much of the people talking about the eggs are always available. Where is Matiko specifically right now?
Specifically, Matiko is in perhaps at Nairobi.
At Nairobi. So have you ever communicated to him? Who is communicating to him?
Mom to him.
The mom. Mama anajua eti Matiko ako rehab.
Mama anajua.
Aha. Sasa ndio wanaongea na yeye.
Kweli.
Aha. Sasa.
Sasa.
Aha.
Daudi.
Aha.
Ndio anasita. Tena hata mleta. Kaoza matu mshindo.
Sasa Daudi anamwambia itatamleta. Mpaka saa hajawahi mleta. Guys, it means that we have a different scenario here. Matiko ako na simu. Sasa anaongea na yeye aje. Anaomba mtu. Okay, so it means that Matiko has no phone and is just asking much of the people who are just around to help me about the phone so they can just call back home.
All right. Let me just put that on pause. That story been gone for a few days ago, but he has gone back now to the premises of Matiko's parents to resurrect the same story. So after he went around the wall at Marwa's place, to add more to his story, he went over to Matiko's parents' place. Guys, listen, that video was more lengthy, but I didn't decide to show all of it here. What I noticed, right, after he was asking all these questions, I noticed a pattern. That pattern is one of a scammer. And I want to tell you this right now. The pattern is one of a scammer. Gintu started by saying that, actually blaming David Jr. for taking Matiko's wife, sending Matiko off to the rehab, which is a good thing, which none of them thought of to do. He went on to blame Davy again for taking Matiko woman away from the home, which that was a good thing because we saw where that woman's lip was busted. We saw where what Matiko did to that woman. Okay, okay, she was pregnant. Nobody knew at that time. Now the belly starts show because it's now some 3 months, 4 months now. This is May, so it would be like 4 months. So it is time that stomach is going to show full time. Okay, we saw where when that young lady was moving out, she said that that child, that little boy, does not belong to her. It is Matiko's son. Gintu blamed David Jr. for taking the girlfriend away from all the fights, saving her life. Gintu blamed David Jr. for leaving her child behind. That child does not belong to that young lady. She has her own child, which she went with. Hmm? We don't even know if that child was belonged to Matiko or he took her with that child. That little boy that she went with, that was the only child that belonged to her. She couldn't feed herself. She knew not where she was going, and she went. What cause would Gintu have to go showing, filming in the room? Matiko didn't even have a bed for himself. A grown man that drinks from sun up till sundown. Look at even the father. Look at the father on the thing. It is a spitting image. Monkey sees, monkey do. The father is also a drunkard. Stress in the village and in any environment that has poverty, in most cases, you will find people abusing substances. In many cases, and when they have too much time on their hand, they will do it also. But even rich people does abuse substances. But the majority of cases, you'll find where poverty is, people would be mostly abusers of substances. No, how are you going there to blame somebody for lifting up the son, taking him out of the situation, clearing his thoughts, clearing his mind, putting him in a better place mentally so he can help the family that sits outside from sun up to sundown, don't even have a way to get water? You, how are you going to blame somebody that did a borehole, did a well for them, for taking their son away and sending him to rehab? It's like sometimes, me tell you the honest truth, sometimes some people are meant to be left alone and not they're not meant to be helped. I saw a video where Matiko's mother was really down talking the whole situation and down talking Davy. The father is now here doing the same thing because he's speaking and Gintu is translating. He's doing the same thing. So that's what I'm saying. It may sound mean, but I'm telling you, the actions that we see even Marwa taking today is because of the lessons he's learned. And it's deep down inside, he's still a people person and he's still a people's person because the yard full of kids day in, day out, and he's not chasing them. But the adults, you need to leave them alone. And I hope David would learn his lesson. I think this is a valid lesson. Let sleeping dogs lie. I'm not calling them dogs. It's an old saying that you should let a sleeping dog lie. Because if you wake him, it's going to be problems. Now that they are awoke, now that them know say help can come easily, they're turning to somebody else. Because maybe David money is not coming too fast or coming the right way. I saw David brought them food. Maybe he's not bringing them food every day. So they don't like that. They're looking for quicker help. Sorry if I sound this way, but I have to. So I see Gintu appear to see a better, Gintu see an opportunity to go there and play like he can do better. So he went filming, asking questions. Where is Matiko? Who is talking to Matiko? The mom. Where is Matiko? Nairobi at the rehab. Who is looking after this little boy? Nobody. It used to the grandma. It's Matiko's son. So who if it is Matiko's son, isn't it the blasted grandma who is supposed to be doing the honors of looking after her grandchild? What does it have to do with the young lady that David Jr. saved from Matiko's drunken hands that abuses her constantly? Tell me, guys. Make it make some sense. Please remember to leave a like on the video if you've watched this far. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please also just know that you're in a safe place and hit the subscribe button. African Stories. You understand what I'm saying, guys? Now, this guy is here with his camera. Went to the people them house, nothing in his hand, nothing more than grabbing a story so he could show to his audience. So they can say, "Oh, this little boy is sleeping on the mud ground on a mat. Oh, let us help him." Yes, and then they will start to send him into the money because they're not gonna send the mother because the mother first and foremost, nobody has a phone. Nobody has a phone. So he is going to be the collector. You see what I'm talking about? This is a money making thing. So you go and you create drama and you don't play the other person so they can be kicked out in order for them to put themselves in position. Do you remember when A.M. Carroll did the same thing when it came to Pastor's situation? And she went to her channel and stated how many money she collected until this blessed day. No, she's talking about transparency. Over and over, I speak about this on this channel. And she come out here saying that she want transparency. And nobody knows. Nobody knows. So I realize it is a way for these people to come up with mechanism, scamming mechanism. They'll box you out of the way so they can get up front and center. Take a listen as we close out.
And I'm about to question. So that is the scenario that is still persisting at this kind of the point. So if I could just have gotten the mom so she can just analyze, because I saw Mugese's video and the mom was talking about it has reached a time for Matiko to come back home. And when I just at this kind of the point, I see this is the son. What's in Toto Ake? So this is the son to Matiko. And it's just who is nani sasa nadinda huyu mtoto saa hii hapa nyumbani? Hakuna mtu. Ni wewe tu ndio mnamwangalia.
Na mama.
Wewe na mama. So he's talking about the mom and him are the ones who are just taking care of Matiko's unaitwa nani do?
So who else is supposed to take care of the son? Tell me, Gintu, who else is supposed to do it? The mom and whoever, which is the grandmother. And by the way, where is the rightful mother of that child? Okay, forget about that part. And sometimes anything could have happened in a life where the mother is unavailable. But the grandma is there, alive and well and healthy. Don't blame somebody who came and helped their son That's why I say sometimes you have to let sleeping dogs lie, and they will bite you. Wow. Yes, they will bite you.
Unaitwa Godfrey. Na hapa kwa nyumba kuna nini? Kuna kitanda?
Hatana.
Hakuna kitanda? Sasa unalala aje? Guys, I'm telling you, it's a bad omen and a bad habit whenever a person can just come and intrude to people's property and talk about other people's homes and disturb, talk about the friendship that was there, talk about the condition of the home status, how it was, and now leaving much of the scars onto the faces of the young children who are just growing. What are they going to be coming up with? Because have you ever seen that? What about now the conduct is just thrown out from your home and now you are just staying alone? And what are you going to be talking about that, oh, who has taken your father away? And you are now a small boy.
Can get him.
On a serious note, to get help for somebody, which they agreed, we saw whereby the family agreed. They sat, they talked, they agreed, they wished him by, they saw him off. And if he didn't make it back, if he's supposed to come in April as per them, David Jr. said something about April. If he was supposed to come in April and he didn't make it back in April based on whatever situation, I don't know. This is May. And he's extended a month stay or whatever. Some people, we don't know basically what is happening. We don't know. Maybe David Jr. didn't get the time out to go back and deal with what he's supposed to deal with. Maybe Matiko has not finished his program. We don't know. Some people can be helped. And let me tell you something. I have an uncle who even yesterday a cousin of mine was telling me that the uncle is in the institution. My uncle is in the institution and is asking to go home. He wants to go home. Want to go on my yard. Want to go on my yard. That is the best thing that is going to come out of them mouth. Even though you're helping them, they want to go home. Home to what? You're in a bed, a comfortable bed, you're getting square meals. When you're home in the village, you rather to go lie down under the trees and the ground like we've seen a lot of them doing. Lay down by the wayside when them too wasted. The rum is calling him. Some people just can't be helped. And you need to just leave those people right where them there and let them deal with them problems, them own demons by themselves. Blessed love, everybody. Walk good. God bless. Just leave your comments on the comment section because at this point, I'm just it's just irritating me one different way. Just big up on yourself, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.